Hey, we're live here at Donny T and Friends. I got my good friend here, Big Joe
Well, we're not good friends.
CANZANO.
We're not good friends.
Well, then you're in the wrong place. Okay, you know I start off the same all the time. This is a no knock, no bash zone. If you got something bad to say about somebody, save it. Go to somebody else's podcast that loves that shit. I don't. Okay. Now, I want to open it up. Tomorrow would have been a good friend of mine's birthday. And he passed away a couple of days ago. Anthony Frizzi was a dear, dear friend of mine. I loved him to pieces. In fact, I knew him since I was about 7 or 8 years old. Grade school, Lincoln School. Years later, I'm in basic training at Fort Dix, New Jersey. Going to the mess hall, who do I see? It's Anthony. It seems like we always rubbed elbows. I did a play called Tony and Joni's Comedy Wedding. And Anthony always wanted to be an actor. So I gave him the role of father of the bride. Did a great job and he had a great time. A sweetheart of a guy. And then being in the movie business, got him involved with SAG, AFTRA. He really went after it himself, but I tried to help him with it. And he was in a lot of movies, as an extra. A sweetheart of a guy, very respectful. I can go on and on about him, but I'm going to just leave it at that. And now let me introduce to you this pain in the ass next to me, Joey CANZANO.
Who? Who's that guy?
Say hi to. These are my friends. These are the friends of Donny T. And you become a friend of Donny T.
We've been friends a little longer than just.
Yeah, well, so.
What's happening out there? How we see anybody that's on right now?
Joey,
can we see any names?
Don't be asking stupid questions. Okay, you said you were smart.
I told you the questions are annoying.
He told me he's going to be a big action guy. Let's say everybody says that till they sit there.
Well, action means talking, right? No, so I'm asking questions. Can I interview you? I'm teasing. Well, like I said, at the end of the day, Donny and I have been friends well over 20 years, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And I've known you for the show, the Doo-Wop show,
yeah,
acting, and Dunkin' Donuts.
That was the best place.
Which one? The old pewter pot?
Let me ask you a question, okay?
You shoot.
Because I know you need a few questions right now to get you rolling.
Mm-hmm.
You've been singing for how many years? Since 93?
30 years, yeah.
What was it that everybody thinks they can sing until they start singing?
Right.
What was it that got you started as a singer?
Frank Sinatra.
Uh-huh.
Elvis.
Uh-huh.
Neil Diamond, Tom Jones, all the great crooners and rock and roll. I'm more into early rock and roll now than I was then. When I first started, Biagio's.
Really?
Biagio, who owned that place?
I don't remember.
It was anyway. They gave my first paid job at Biagio's, Squire Road, Revere, with a gentleman. He could be listening tonight. I sent him the link. Al Fatucci. Shout out to Al.
Yeah.
And we had a Marilyn Monroe, a girl named Carol Daigle, and we had a 3-piece. They were the lookalikes with the outfits.
Was this Legendary Voices?
It was called Legends Come to Life.
Oh, okay.
With a gentleman named Nelson Gilardi from Everett.
Yeah.
You know?
No.
Did you know? Okay. He put it together, and they called me in to do hosting, and I knew what I was doing. I basically, but Al Fatucci seemed to see something. He labeled me the man of many voices in 1993.
Really?
I swear to God. And at the time, I was just doing tunes of Bobby Darin, Sinatra, Engelbert, B.J. Thomas, stuff that I don't even really do anymore.
I love Bobby Darin. He was the best.
Yeah, I don't really do. I did so much Mac the Knife so many times that I can't even sing it anymore. But so that's how it started. Basically, we did a legend show. It was called Legends Come to Life, and we had an Elvis impersonator and a Marilyn Monroe lookalike. That's it.
Yeah.
And just me.
Let me say this to you guys, all right? If you ever get an opportunity, honestly, to see this guy perform, he's energetic, he's a non-stop. He's a non-stop guy. He goes on and on and on, and he does a great Elvis, Tom Jones, all these characters that I love, the singers. You do Dean Martin, don't you?
Dean was one of my strongest at one time.
Yeah.
Vocally. But now I just sing his songs. I mean, I could get his tone, but as you get older, your voice changes.
Yeah.
And what I've morphed into is Neil Diamond is probably my strongest wheelhouse vocally right now.
And it brings people in.
Oh, God. Neil Diamond, for some reason, it's just, my daughter's only 17 years old, and she has Neil Diamond on her playlist.
Oh, really?
Johnny Cash. She's obsessed with Elvis. Not too much Sinatra, but she loves the oldies. Of course, she loves the stupid stuff of today, too.
Yeah.
But no, she grew up with it, and her mother is an old school dance teacher. You knew Shannon. She used to sing with me back in the day. Johnny, like I said, I did a lot of comedy shows with Johnny, Paul D'Angelo, all the local politicians. I almost said local politicians. See, it's politics is always on the brain. I've done everything I do to.
As long as we stay away from politics,
no.
This show will go on forever.
Donny, the last 2 years, have you seen anything on my page? Zero.
No.
Because I've lost a lot of money I've caused a lot of problems, and plus they put you in Facebook jail.
Yeah, but you've always been kind of a troublemaker anyway.
Yeah, no, with politics, it can, but it's a bad subject, so we leave that alone.
It's the worst.
Don't talk about,
especially what's going on today. It's too bad.
I don't even want to get into that.
No, it's not even about politics anymore.
No. So getting back to the music, at the end of the day, I think that it was Sinatra and Elvis are the two people that got me interested in music. I always grew up listening to them with my mother, of course. She was a big Sinatra fan. My father hated him.
Oh, good question for you.
Who that?
Did you have a vocal coach?
I never had a vocal coach. I think I might have took 2 lessons in my life, and the guy was out of Randolph, Massachusetts. He was a teacher over at Berkeley, and the things he was teaching me, I already figured out how to do before I went to him. But I did learn one technique. It was called a head note. It's like instead of full note, it was like it's called a head note. I can't do it right now, but I don't even use it that much. But it's there if you need it. Falsetto, I don't have it. Like I had a good one at one time. It's more or less gone. But no, to answer the question of this person, no, I never had any formal training. I'm just a good copycat because I was a drummer too.
Neither did Elvis.
Oh yes, Elvis had training.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I don't think so.
No, well, maybe not to start off, but. Well, that's Elvis. Elvis is that's a freak.
He's an enigma.
That's an enigma.
Yeah, he certainly is.
He's in another class. I've never seen anything like him.
Let me ask you a question. This is very important to our viewers.
Mm-hmm.
Where are some of the places they can see you? Do you have a website?
I do everything on my Facebook page. I have 2 pages. I have a page of my regular Joey Canzano, and then I have Man of Many Voices page, which I'm starting to build that up again. I'm up to like 1,500 followers. I've had it for 14 years. I've really never used it because there's not as many followers on that page as my regular page. However, I play local bars, do a lot of private stuff.
What are some of the local bars?
Okay, I was just at a place called Aviva in Stoneham Tuesday night.
Continental?
Continental I don't do anymore.
Really?
No, I haven't done that in a while. I haven't been in this area. October 21st, I will be at Rosario with an incredible singer, this girl named Janine Balzotti, Joy's sister.
Oh, really?
She's spectacular.
Yeah, I got to see that.
You got to come. It's October 21st. If you're not there, Rosario's in Saugus.
Oh, cool.
And this Saturday night, I'll be in Reading at the Horseshoe Lounge.
Yeah.
Been there for 100 years. The Charles Bunratty Tavern.
Yeah.
October 27 with Paul D'Angelo and Paul Gilligan at Tewksbury, Luna Rosa in Tewksbury.
Yeah.
It's a comedy show. And what it is I go under the Comedy Cabaret title. It's not about me. All I do basically is open up the night, Donny, 15, 20 minutes of singing, warm up the crowd. And then I bring on the first opener, which will be Paul Gilligan that night. He's a headliner also, but this is a monster show.
He's a headliner, but
not
when Paul's there.
When Paul D'Angelo's in the house,
headliner.
I don't know anybody.
He's one of the best.
Well, he is the best as far as I'm concerned. He's one of my.
Not only that, what a talented man. He started out as a lawyer,
an attorney,
an artist, a writer,
assistant DA.
Oh my God!
Salem to it. He's an artist. I just went to a
And a gentleman.
class
Yeah.
act.
Beyond, every once in a while, not frequently, every once in a while, my phone will ring and it's him to tell me, just want to tell you I love you.
The best. Paul, class
Who
act.
does that today?
No, he does that. He's one of the few people that know my birthday.
Yeah.
Don't ask. I don't tell anybody
No,
my
what
birthday.
do I care?
I know, I'm just saying, because I don't-
money. You shitting me?
No, honestly, God, I've hated my birthday since I was a kid. My mother wiped the floor with me when I was about 11, 12,
Yeah.
because I pulled a tantrum. I deserved it. You know, the old Italians, right?
Yeah.
They shut the lights.
Yeah.
And they put the candles, and my father with the guitar, and everybody happy birthday. And I pulled a tantrum. My mother wiped the floor with me in front of the whole family. I mean, and since then I've never liked my birthday. And people say, well, how do you perform in front of people if you don't like the attention? Like, it's a different
No,
animal.
you do like the attention.
No, only when I have control.
Of course.
Well, if someone surprised me right now with a cake, I would run out the door.
You'd be embarrassed.
I'd run out the door.
Yeah.
But how do I entertain? I don't know. Maybe it's a control thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think a lot of times entertaining, I like to consider myself one, not at the same level as you.
Well, you've been doing a lot longer and a lot bigger things than I've done.
Yeah. Listen, what you do is huge, okay? The
I
one
made a
word that
living.
I'm not real crazy about is the word fan. I hate to say I'm a fan, you're my idol,
Yeah.
words like that annoy me. But I like, certain people like to follow them, but I'm not a fan. I admire certain talents and stuff like that. But to say, oh, he's my idol. I might have said that about Elvis. And I'll go to my grave saying that about Elvis, because he was, Elvis.
That's the king. There's nobody even
Yeah.
close in my eyes. There are people that disagree, of course,
Yeah.
but in my eyes, nobody. Michael Jackson, Beatles, nobody touches him as a stage persona,
No.
a voice, looks. Forget about the looks. I mean,
Yeah.
good Lord.
Even guys were in love with him.
Yeah, he was a something. It was a freak.
Yeah.
And if you hear people talk about him,
The 50s and 70s music era is timeless.
no doubt about it. No question. In fact, the funny thing is, when I started doing the Legendary, after get back to the '93, Al and I branched off from the Legends Come to Life show, and we started a show in late '93, October of '93, and we started out. We had this guy picked up a kid named Ronnie Howe, and we went from there. Our first gig was, I think I got us at Augustine's.
Yeah, I did Joey Maria's up there.
Our first gig was Thanksgiving night.
Yeah.
November of '93 was our very first gig, and then we just branched out, went to Prime Time, and then to Floramos in Chelsea, and then we went to Capone's. And Capone's is when we really started catching a little attention.
My sister goes there all the time.
Now, this was back in 94, 95, 96. We had so much fun there and a blast.
Yeah.
And that's when we started getting, that's the only place we actually played for free.
Yeah.
In other words, where people could come in for free. Every other gig we had was a dinner theater show where people paid $50 a ticket and came to a show.
When you do a gig sometimes, right? Do you go in there as a package with you and a comedian?
Now,
Back then, I think.
Then, no. All we did was it started off with four guys.
Yeah.
It was Al Fatucci, myself, Ronnie Howe, and Ziggy Moeller, the German officer. Ziggy was sensational. The best I've ever heard. Vocally, nobody comes close. No. And the four of us, we did very well. We traveled everywhere, but it was dinner shows. Every single show was a dinner theater show. So the only place that you could come in to see us for free was Capone's.
Yeah.
So that was like more or less our showcase.
Yeah.
And we had a blast. When we used to stay with places 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
We'd shut down there about 12. We'd go to Kowloon till 3 a.m.
Yeah.
We'd close the place at 3 a.m. Now that close at 11 o'clock.
Okay, so much about your musical career.
Yeah.
I know that you're a storyteller.
Yeah.
And when you came in here tonight, you said to me, Donny, I got some stories. And these people will laugh their asses off. Well, I can't see that from here, but I
Well,
like to,
could I tell the story about Johnny?
please.
Is Johnny watching this, you think, tonight?
He may be.
Well, if you're out there, Johnny P, I'm telling the story about the. It is so funny. I wish he was here because we had some love. We had
Well,
a
he
ton
can
of,
watch it anytime he wants. Though.
right. We had a ton of laughs together, Johnny and I, and we became very close. He was at my wedding, and that worked out great. The wedding, and you're supposed to laugh at that.
Oh,
Anyway.
yeah, well, only because I know.
I know it was a joke. No, everything's good. But anyway, Johnny and I.
Nothing funny about it.
No, there isn't nothing funny about it.
Go ahead.
No. We were doing a show at a temple in Quincy, Mass, an old vaudeville type temple.
Uh-huh.
And they had those old fashioned toilets where you pull the chain.
I know the story. Go
Oh,
ahead.
you do know the story.
Yeah, go ahead.
And Johnny's told the whole country. And he had to relieve himself. And I had another open. I don't know. I had someone singing. Might have been my ex-wife. Someone was on stage.
Yeah.
Or maybe we weren't even starting the show yet. And whoever's on, I don't know. But I yelled up to the third floor. There was different floors, and every floor had a bathroom.
Yeah.
And a dressing room with, like old vaudeville. You'd think the Stooges were there, probably. The Marx Brothers, who knows? And so I said, Johnny, 5 minutes to show. Hurry up, get ready. All I hear in a panicky voice, Joey. I go, what? He goes, oh, I got a problem. I said, what? What do you mean? Oh, this ain't good. He's in a panic.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it gets better. I walk up the stairs. What he did was he went to the bathroom and he flushed the toilet and he was leaning over and the thing, it backfired. It just backed up on it, but it blew up.
Yeah.
And the funny part, the best part about it is he had a white outfit on.
I know.
Oh, you know the story?
Yeah.
So he was in a panic and he wasn't laughing. I was literally leaning on the doorway, tears running down my eyes, crying because I never seen that. That should have been a movie. And that should have been a comedy skit.
How about the part where he had to flush it a second time?
Now, boy, you know that.
Yeah.
The knucklehead did it a second time after it just blew up in his face. He did it again. He did the second time and it went up in his face again for the second time. Good job, Johnny. But if you're watching, and that was one of the funniest things that happened with us.
Yeah.
We also had another time we met Engelbert Humperdinck, and he opened up in the South Shore Music Circus, and I was there.
Well, for some reason, I thought it was in Vegas.
No, South Shore Music Circus, and we were backstage with Engelbert for about an hour and a half, drinking wine, smoking cigars. True story. It was Johnny, myself, and my ex-wife. We weren't married at the time. What do you got a question?
No, every once in a while I check
Okay.
this out.
That's all right. I'll wait till you sit back before I continue
No.
because it makes me very uncomfortable.
Oh, shut the fuck up. I think it's passion. And if you have passion and talent.
Should I have brought my glasses because yours are not working?
Shut the see what I put up with? Peter Martino, my buddy. I love
Hi,
you,
Peter.
baby. Hi, Donny and Joe. Good luck tonight. Class of 80.
Why don't we bring Peter on? That'd be fun.
Peter would be great on here. Floramo in Chelsea is now gone. Oh, boy. Okay, finish.
Yes, I heard that. I heard they're going to Wakefield too. I heard. Anyway, the story goes, Johnny exaggerates it because all I said to Engelbert is that we're getting married in 2021. I'm sorry, 2022.
Yeah.
This was like this was about August of 20. I'm sorry, what am I talking? August of 2000. Yeah, August of 2000, and we were getting married in May of 2002.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm getting a little screwed up. You swear on this podcast? You curse?
I did.
You just did. Okay, I don't want to. I'm trying to keep it clean. And so we're sitting with Engelbert Humperdinck, smoking cigars. Here's my ex-wife, my ex-fiance at the time, and Johnny, myself. And all I said very simply to Engelbert Humperdinck, so what are you doing in May of 2002? He says, he's sitting there with the cigar, very cool, relaxed. Why? I go, so we're getting married. You want to sing? Now, Johnny, of course, turns it into a big thing. it was not that big of a deal. But Johnny has to get a laugh. You know, funny man has to get a laugh.
Yeah.
So he exaggerates the story, but the way he tells it is kind of funny. So yeah, Johnny and me I have a lot of laughs with Johnny.
Yeah.
On a serious note, I gotta plug this. I know Johnny gets uncomfortable, but I always tell the story every time I introduce him during a show. 9/11 was on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
And we had a show on a Friday in Johnston, Rhode Island. And 3 days after 9/11, you know what the world was like.
Yeah.
So 3 days later, after we had about 400 tickets sold for this show, we lost about 200.
Yeah.
I think we ended up with about $1.50, 150 people kept
Yeah.
the show. They almost canceled the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was at the place called the 1025 Club in Johnston, Rhode Island, owned by the Lombardi brothers, Dave Lombardi,
Yeah.
and I forget his name, great guys. So 3 days after 9/11, we're going down there, and people are freaking out. Everybody's depressed.
Oh my God.
And Johnny had this flag of a shirt, American flag, was perfect. You know what I mean? 3 days after, he comes with a flag, perfect
Wears
appropriate.
better, more appropriate jackets than him.
No, absolutely, absolutely. So he had an appropriate. It was a shirt. It wasn't a jacket. It was a United States flag shirt. So he walks in and I said, John, what are we going to do tonight? This is going to be tough.
Yeah.
This kid had to go out there and make people laugh 3 days after 9/11 when people were flipping. And he did it. He did it. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. People forgot for about an hour and a half. And I remember one final thing that when I got on, like he put them in a good mood.
Yeah.
And my ex-wife Shannon sang in between, beautiful voice. It was my show, the Man of Many Voices show. So I would open up with the Tuxedo and the Sinatra, the Dean Martin, the Tony Bennett, going to Julio, just a lot of variety of stuff that I don't even do anymore. And one quick thing is when I was doing a song called American Trilogy.
I love it.
And I'll never forget it. There's a break in the thing where it's a big emotional period.
Yeah.
It's the horns and everything's built up. And everybody's standing up.
Yeah.
About 150, 200 people standing up, hugging each other, crying. I swear to God. And I remember looking.
Emotional.
It was yes, but they were crying. I've never seen anything like this before.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 days after 9/11, it's not hard to believe.
No.
And I remember looking to my right, to my soundboard, where my wife was fiance at the time was, I think we were married. No, we weren't married yet. But she was running my sound, and she was crying.
Yeah.
It was the most emotional night ever I can remember in my life doing this, performing in front of people. And I've seen some emotional things in nursing homes.
Yeah.
I've sang to people in nursing homes where 10 minutes after I left, the patient was just singing to them. They died. 10 minutes later, because I get a call from the activity director.
It wasn't because of the song, was it?
Yeah, it could have been. Okay, Donny, that's it.
Hey.
But yeah, it was an emotional period. And so Johnny and I have a lot of history regarding the shows, and I do love working with him.
Yeah.
I love working with him and D'Angelo. I love working with Gilligan.
Yeah.
Mark Riley, Dave Russo.
All nice,
top notch.
All nice people.
Top notch entertainers.
When I was in Vegas, I went to see Engelbert. And how I got to see him was I had this friend of mine. He weighed over 400 pounds, between 4 and 5. And every time he made a date with someone, and they would break the date, which invariably they did every time, he took me to the thing he had the comp for. So we go and see Engelbert. He put on a fantastic, fantastic show. But there was one thing that we went to, him and I together. We went to see Siegfried and Roy. Now, what a show they put on, right? So we're sitting there, and there's a railing he's leaning on like this. And I'm behind him, and there's a big, long table. Everybody's sitting around. So Siegfried says, everybody keep your seat. The panther is on the loose. So everybody's looking around. They're all scared to death. So me, I go on the floor and I go behind my friend that's 400 pounds and I get the back of his leg and I go, argh! And he goes, I'll tell you the truth. That was one of the funniest things that ever happened. Big Joe.
Do you get a kick out of people when they fall down?
It depends.
I know you always, the first thing you say, did you get hurt? Now, my mother was a heavy-set woman.
Yeah.
And I remember one time she fell, and her mother, my Donny, first thing she says in Italian, "Carmela, you okay?" And my mother says, "Yeah, I'm okay." And after that, her mother just bursted out laughing at her daughter by falling. So when it comes to people falling, I don't know what it is. It just does, unless they're hurt.
And then they're just going to hold it in.
I wonder if Moose is watching. I let the text.
Moose! That's what I wanted to say.
He would have. Could he comment if?
Yeah, he could if he's there.
I can't see that. I should have brought my glasses.
Oh, please. You're making fun of mine.
I
Say
know,
can't
but
see
yours are not working.
Yeah, they're working.
We have
Two of the best. Love listening to you both.
Who is that?
Delta 9779. Okay, let's see.
Is that your
Anybody-
telephone number?
I don't know. We don't know anything about it. Floramos and Chelsea is not.
Who said that? Peter Martino?
No, somebody else.
Yeah, I think the one in Wakefield is finished too. Now,
Okay.
and let me ask you a question. Could you go back after the show, after this podcast, and go back and see the questions?
I am technologically
Defunct.
beyond the funk.
So technically
I believe
illiterate.
you can. I believe you can, but I'm not sure.
How do you have a podcast and you don't know how to do technical stuff?
My friend, listen, I want everybody to hear this. I got a big sound system back over there. I got a camera that could take in this whole thing, like 5 people instead of just 2 of us. I'm on a laptop computer doing this. It comes out pretty good, but I have more accessibility. I have these things I paid thousands of dollars for, and I don't know how to use them. So
Well, we got to bring some young kids in here that know how to use it.
the guy that's coming tomorrow night, I have a guy coming tomorrow night, Michael Reyes. He's a boxing promoter, and he's going to talk about stuff that's going on in this area. And he says he has a couple of young people that know how to do all this stuff. And we'll see. You know, I'm not going to hold my breath because I've been hearing that for over a year.
Yeah, you got to get somebody in here that's technically savvy.
Yeah.
And I'm not either.
No,
I'm not saying, I'm not claiming to be, but I think I'm a little bit more than you.
I told you, I came up with a calculator. That was the technology back then was just starting out.
Absolutely.
And I remember we got a computer, not a computer, a calculator. And I said, wow, that's like a home run.
When was the calculator come up? Well, 75, 76?
Probably earlier than that.
Earlier.
Yeah, it had to be earlier than that. It went in the
Yeah.
Army in 63.
They had a calculator in 63?
Yeah, I think so.
You were in the Army in 63?
In 63, yeah.
Wow. Imagine that.
And-
Thank you for your service anyways, but that's big.
You're welcome.
When it comes to
I was,
police officers and firefighters and
I was even a
servicemen.
loser there.
And where were you in Vietnam?
No, I was in Germany.
But it was the Vietnam era.
Yeah,
It was
voted.
before actually.
Yeah, voted.
But they was just starting to infiltrate it. They were starting to bring troops in.
Yeah.
Who's that? Someone texting you?
Somebody's texting me.
Anyway, what do you got? Who's that?
Donny Delta. Oh, that's my pal. You know this guy.
I don't know. I don't know any Donny Delta.
Donny Delta.
I think Donny's good. Donny
9779 is your dear friend, Tony Davis. You know Tony Davis?
Ah, of course. Hi, Tony. Is he watching?
AKA. And I won't say
He's
that.
a fan. He's a fan. He's always
fan.
very nice on my
And
post
not only
commenting.
a fan, but he's a fantastic friend.
Oh yeah, he's
We've had
was one
more
of your finest.
laughs together.
Yeah.
I saw Marianne Zanelli.
Zanelli?
Yeah.
Zanelli.
No, Zanelli.
Zanelli. What is he?
And I was telling her how her father used to come to the flea market. And I gave him a little spot on the table to sell some of his stuff. You know, the next week, he went from here to here. And the week after that, he went from there to there. Before you know, he had a whole table of mine. And we had a lot of fun over that. So,
Okay, so getting back to music.
yes.
Oh, could I plug something?
Please.
Okay, I didn't know. I didn't know it's your
This is, I told you, this is your show.
If there's any 2 things that I want to plug, I mean, they don't want to. I have so many loyal fans that have. The other night in Stoneham.
If you want to mention somebody's name that's a friend of yours.
Well, I have like I said, I posted something the other day and it got a lot of traction because it was from the heart. Tuesday night we had I did a gig, solo gig in a place called Eviva Restaurante in Sonam.
Yeah.
Redstone Plaza. I'll be there 2 more times this month. You can go on my Facebook for my schedule. But the other night, it was a small group. Had to be maybe 20 people, maybe 25, tops 25.
Yeah.
And it was the small group, but we had more fun than I've had when I've had hundreds of people.
Yeah.
It was just that vibe.
Yeah.
Everybody was happy. Everybody was in a good mood.
Yeah.
And then what it does is, you've been on stage more than me. It trickles into you.
Yeah.
And it's just your feet. It's unbelievable. And so you can only imagine what someone like Michael Jackson with the sea of people, what it does to you. You can't sleep after that. I mean, I couldn't sleep after the concert.
Hey, one thing you have over on me, whenever I went on stage, I would have the heebie-jeebies.
Really?
I'd be nervous every single time I went on stage.
A lot of people.
A
lot of people are. I actually get more frustrated if I have to wait.
Yeah.
In other words, if I have to wait a long period of time, I start getting
That's what happened with me.
fidgety. Not nervous.
The first time I did stand-up with Johnny.
That's tough.
That's very tough.
No, I would never.
The first time I did stand-up was, okay, I'm at his club. And I'm
China Blossom.
Yeah, and I'm waiting. And there's a kid in front of me. I won't mention his name. But I'm waiting. And the kid's telling me, I've been doing stand-up for like 15 years. Young guy, and I said, oh my God in heaven. Now I'm getting more and more nervous because this is my first time, right? So whatever happened, he ended up doing, instead of 10 minutes, he did 5 minutes and he come off. Then Johnny came up. Now Johnny's been doing it forever and a day.
40 plus.
So he's going on, and now he's doing his more of his shtick, and he's going on and on and on and on and on. He's getting laughter and blah blah blah, and I'm sitting there, standing there, and I'm saying, "Oh my God in heaven, Johnny, get off before I have a nervous breakdown." Waiting is tough.
Waiting is the worst for me, but it's not.
So now let me finish.
Okay, sorry.
So that's okay. I knew you were going to do that at least once or twice.
that's
That's you. But anyway, so now he's getting ready to end his little thing. He looks over to me. He says, "What the fuck? You're going to stand there forever? You coming up here or what?"
Johnny?
Yeah. So I go up there and I do my bit. I was supposed to do 5 to 7 minutes. And I made a deal with him. I said, "Johnny, whatever you do, don't pull me off stage until I'm done with my routine." And I had gone to his house to show him my routine, right? Well, I started going, and I was really nervous, but then I started liking it, So he flashes the light on me, which means
come off,
wrap it up,
it up,
And I say, like a smart ass that I am, "I see the light, Johnny. I see the light," and I just kept going. I did 15 minutes. He wanted to kill me at the end. I said, "Johnny, I didn't know if I was one and done." I ended up liking it. So
now, did you continue? Why didn't you continue on
I did it for a year. I did a lot of open mics. I did a few of them in Vegas. Every week I would do a couple of them, And
it's a different. It is the most difficult thing in any kind of entertainment field. Stand up, because I tell a couple of jokes and I get a couple of laughs.
Yeah.
And of course it's a high.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you try to tell the third one. And
nobody laughs.
But the thing with me is I can press a button and start singing.
Yeah.
If you're a comedian, you're done. You can't do nothing.
Tell me what you would do in this situation. Here I am in Las Vegas, right? And I do one of my jokes that I think was probably one of my best jokes. And it's a small club. Ever see that Pawn Stars?
Pawn Stars.
And that guy owned this place, right?
Rick.
Yeah. So I go there, and I'm hoping the place fills up, because if you have to perform, you want more people to perform too. It's more of a sound, more applause. So all of a sudden, 11 people come in, and they sit at the bar, and the bar is right next to the stage. I'm saying, "Oh, good, thank God." As nervous as I am, I'd rather be nervous and perform in front of more people. So now I do my big joke, and everybody's laughing their asses off. All of a sudden, the 11 people that just came in stood up and walked outside. And I went, "Oh my God, you got to be shitting me." I said it aloud. I says, "You got to be shitting me. What, I don't tell me I cleared the whole house out." So my friend that hired me said, "No, Donny, their Uber ride just came." What a humbling feeling.
Yeah.
But one thing as an actor that I learned, you always have to stay in character. It's the same thing as a comedian. You always have to be in control.
Oh, it's tough.
But that was a scary one, I'll tell you that.
Well, I got to tell you, one night of Tewksbury, well, not even a year. Mark Riley, if you're watching, he's a great comedian.
He's a good
From
guy.
the South Shore.
Yeah.
South Shore. South Shore Comedian. It's a new name. And this said to me about 6 months. No, we started the season in September again. This was last season, probably April or May. We stop in June. We take June, July, August off. July and August. Then we start in September. And so it was last season. And Mark Riley was in there. And I tell you, I have never seen a more disciplined display of improvising, because there was a group that were busting his balls.
Yeah.
Nonstop. When I tell you the whole 45 minutes of his set, nonstop breaking his balls. And he got out of, it derailed him from his program, his routine. And the kid was just what do they call it? Improvising.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just, for 45 minutes, this guy, how he kept his cool, and he's a hothead. How he kept his cool.
Oh, he is. He's been around hockey his whole life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mark's gonna be a hothead. And this kid kept his cool, and he was professional, and he just he bantered back and forth with them.
Yeah.
Because they were fresh. And of course there was a gang of women.
Yeah.
All women. So you couldn't get too fresh. You know, you couldn't say anything verbally offensive.
Yeah.
And they were drinking, of course, shocking. But no, he's a pro. I love working with Mark, and Joey Yannetti's great. We had Sweeney.
Yeah, Joey was good.
I worked with Sweeney, Steve Sweeney, 2 weeks ago. Him and Peasy. Oh, we had a blast. It was great. Yeah. So I love working. I like working with all of them. Yeah. Not one of them I could say that I didn't enjoy. There's my favorites that I prefer.
Yeah, me too.
You know, and D'Angelo and Peasy are my two favorites top.
Yeah.
As far as I enjoy the comfort zone, probably because I hang with them.
Yeah.
Aside from business,
yeah.
You know, we go up to Paul's house, get this place up in Magnolia. Ever been up there?
No, but I heard.
We have a ball up there. So
when people want to razz you when you're on stage,
yeah,
as a comedian, they don't know. Sometimes they open a can of worms and wish they didn't do it.
Oh.
And I'll tell you the guy, Lenny Clark.
Oh yeah, I've heard some.
You break his balls,
he's coming at you.
He's a street kid.
Oh yeah,
you know, and he fights dirty.
No. Well, he fights hard.
Yeah, fights hard and dirty. And I've seen him go with people, and believe me, they had to walk out with their hands over their faces.
I've heard it.
I said to him, I says, I see you do that. I says, you're hilarious when you do it. He says, I hate when they fucking do that to me because it puts me off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they have a thing that they memorize.
It's a rhythm.
And and you mess up their rhythm, and now they got to work hard to get back to where the rhythm starts.
Agitated.
You know.
Well, it's the same thing. If I'm doing it, and it happens a lot. What do you know? You can't really. Oh, we're popular tonight.
What does that mean?
It's a rhythm, and when people set you off your rhythm, it's annoying, because if I'm in the middle of a song and someone comes up to ask me a question, I mean, I try to turn my head, but then something, they come right up in your face and whisper, "Can you do some song?" Well, can't you just don't not enough common sense just to wait to the side till I'm done with the song in the middle of a song?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing.
It throws you off.
It's the same thing as a comedian. It throws you off. Only I don't get hostile like Lenny.
Oh, Lenny.
Lenny can get hostile. I heard stories. I never seen.
Yeah. No, I've seen it many times.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Johnny's told me some stuff.
And I said to him, "Wow, that was great, Lenny." He says, "Oh, I fucking hate when they do that."
Yeah, I've heard some I heard there's been brawls.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
he's
been around 40 over 40 years.
Yeah.
Sweeney's been around since the 70s.
Yeah, he ain't gonna back down.
No. And he's a good guy. I've worked with him several times.
And Stevie's a street kid too.
Sweeney, oh yeah.
Charlestown boy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
But no, the business has changed since COVID, changed a lot of things. And when we first started, I used to do in lounges from 8 to 12
Yeah.
or 9 to 1. Some places in the South Shore was doing 9 to 10 to 2.
Yeah.
It was brutal.
Yeah.
But when you're younger too, when you're younger, you can do it a lot. It's
Oh my
not.
God. Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's down to 3 hours.
Yeah.
And it's usually it's like the early bird special. It's either 7 to 10 or 8 to 11.
Yeah.
And 8 to 11 kills me. But the funny thing is, I go home and I'm up till 3.
Always.
Yeah.
How about always?
Always.
I look at the clock.
Every
And
night.
if it's earlier than 3, I say, uh-oh.
It's a score. If I can fall asleep by 3 a.m., it's a score.
Amen.
That's
I
a
feel
score.
this. I swear to God. And that's every single night.
And the problem is, if I fall asleep around 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, I'm up by 4:30. Done.
Yeah.
I'm up for the day.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the answer is. Drugs?
I did like 40-something hours and not sleep until yesterday.
Right.
Oh my God. And whenever I have an appointment for something in the morning, when I go to bed at night, my mind says, Donny, don't forget, you got to get up at 5 o'clock. And
Any
that's
other
it.
questions?
Yeah, I'm gonna try my glasses on. See if they work.
They're not bad. Peter's still on there. Anybody? I think it's
Everybody know? Oh, wait a second. It says new comment. Give me my glasses for a second, will you?
New comment.
A pen, yes.
My eyes are gone. Completely gone.
Well, that happens when you get to be your age. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we got here. New comment. Italian Stallion. I thought you weren't going to make it.
Who's that?
The Italian Stallion. Okay. Hello, Donny T and Joey. What's up, buddy?
Who is that?
I can't say his name because he calls himself the Italian Stallion.
Stallion. All right.
Okay. Donny, post an ad at Emerson College for an unpaid item. Any kid would love to teach you technology for a letter of recommendation from the show. That's a great idea. I would love to do that.
What's that?
They teach you technology. And you know something, I've done a couple of shows with Emerson College. I did a mob show. Go figure. I think they
Shocking.
yeah. Everybody thinks I'm a mob guy, but
Well, we grew up in an area where it's
exactly.
not that hard to believe.
You know, my idols all wore top coats, and cigars with broken noses. Okay,
Those days were back.
Joey, break some balls. Make us laugh tonight.
Who is it?
The Italian Stallion.
I'm trying to think who it is.
Well, he'll have to tell you incognito. I won't. I'll never reveal.
You
And
know who it is?
I do. I didn't know initially.
Will you tell me after the podcast?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, Italian Stallion. If you know my life, you probably. What can I say? What kind of joke can I take?
Don't tell a joke.
No, I'm not telling. The real
Break balls. Don't you know how to break
the
balls?
real story. Well, I could easily do that just by saying, why did you turn that phone off? That's all it's been doing is cling, cling, cling all night long.
What a fucking ball buster. You had to wake him up, right?
I could use some. I need some coffee. Actually, I drank the espresso, and I was going to be singing Christmas songs.
Please. He talks enough as it is. When I ever found out he was drinking an espresso, I knew I was in trouble.
The funny thing about it is, years ago, when I used to drink the Red Bull before the
It
shows,
says I need an intern. Yeah, I probably do. Who wants to be one? What's
well,
an
you better
intern?
get a female for that one.
Yeah, of course. That's why I said that.
Yeah, when me and Billy Pizzula used to sing at the Continental together, and I would
1 second.
see he's interrupting that.
Anything I get is without pay. In fact, I'll tell you what. I'll give you half of what I make. Zippity doo dah.
Is that Italian Stallion again?
No, that was someone else.
Okay. When I used to drink the Red Bull, okay, which was very dangerous,
Yeah.
and this is pre-COVID, everything changed, and even my health. You don't breathe. I had COVID. Did you have COVID?
Yeah, once.
Yeah, I never. Did you get the vaccine?
No,
No,
getting
I
that
didn't.
Shit.
I didn't either. Anyway, that's another story. But ever since I had that, things have changed. I have not felt the same as I did pre-COVID. But with that Red Bull was dangerous, and dancing around with the fake energy.
Thank you, Johnny Maz.
Johnny Maz.
He says it's a great show.
That's a singer. Is that a singer? No, I'm thinking of Jimmy Maz. Sorry, Johnny. But yeah, the stories
You were
go
thinking of Johnny Mathis.
new. I know a Jimmy Maz. He's a friend of mine. What do we got for time? We have time for
We have time. You want to sing a song?
No, I don't.
If I want you to sing a song.
I have no company. You want me to sing a cappella? I'm not North Shore a cappella. Those guys are real talent.
Yeah, but I sing all day, every day.
I know.
I walk around
I
singing.
could sing this to someone out there. I've got a crush on you,
Sweetie
sweetie pie. All the day and night time, hear me sigh. I never had. What's the word? How's it go?
Oh my God, you ruined it. Imagine if you had a big audience.
I never had. No, I never felt. I don't know.
Do you know any songs with all the words?
Of course, I don't ever. I never use lyrics ever. And if I have to miss, if I have to.
What's one of the songs you sing all the time?
Oh, I do 3 hours a night. How many songs is that? 15 songs per set.
Do you know any like nice slow romantic songs?
Look at me, I'm as helpless as a kitten on a tree. I'm not a Johnny Mathis guy, but
Never knowing my right foot from my left, my hat from my glove.
I get
get
misty, just
and
falling in love. That
No, that's wrong.
All
That's
right.
okay.
Well, I'm not a Johnny Mathis guy, but I remember Danny Gann. Remember Danny Gann's?
Yes,
The best.
I never saw him.
Oh, he was sensation. I met him in '96.
I know Joey Voice.
Joey Noon, great guy.
does a lot of his
Yes.
stuff. In
Yep.
fact, he was here
Yeah.
not long ago.
Yeah, he's a good
Yeah.
friend. He's a great
Let
guy.
me tell you something. He puts on a hell of a show.
Yeah, great entertainer. He one time we met each other and he says, first time I met him, I think it was Artichokes 10, 12 years ago. And he says, everybody gets us mixed up because I've been Joey, man of many voices, and he goes on the Joey voice. I said, unfortunately, I'm a lot older than you, so I was around a lot. I wish I was younger than at your age to be
How
able to
old
say.
are you?
Joe's about in his 50s. Joe's about at least 10 years younger than I am. So,
Really?
so yeah. And so when he come out later on, he probably already knew because he worked with Johnny and he knew I was labeled by Al Fatucci as man of many voices. So
Yeah.
he come out with Joey voice. But he does a great job.
Oh, he does fantastic.
And he's a good guy.
He is.
Good guy. You had him, when was he here?
Weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Did he sing? Did he know he's singing?
yeah, he was like started off like you.
and he fucked up the words.
Everybody has the balls. Until
if
you
I
don't know
knew-
what I'm saying. Let me finish. Will you please? Maron, I knew this was going to happen. But everybody has the balls until they're sitting there like Eddie Portal.
Yep.
When he sits over here, he's in panic mode. Until I get him rolling, and then he's going.
They forget about the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. But see, now you doing acting, I couldn't do that. If someone, I remember when Richie Willis, his very first show, very first show.
Yeah.
He called me. He needed an Italian look-alike and a singer. I turned it down, and I said he really wanted me because I think he'd be good. Very complimentary.
In his show, you mean?
In his very first show, it was
yeah.
a doo-wop show, I believe. Had to be 7, 8 years ago, maybe 10 years ago. Whenever his first show, his very first show at the Stoneham Theater.
Yeah, I was in that.
You were.
That sucked.
He had called me, and I turned it. Richie, I'm not an actor. He goes, yes, you are. I goes, no, I'm not. He goes, yes, you are. And I said, how do you figure? He goes, well, you sit down on your chair and you sing songs. That's acting. I don't.
Come on, Donny. You guys are great together.
Am I going to be the Ed McMahon?
That's the Italian style.
Again, I like this guy. A couple of hundred of him will be a smash.
I know, really. No, this is great.
Look at me.
Yeah.
I'm as helpless as a kitten of a tree. I like that bellow that Johnny had. Great singer.
Just learn the words to the song.
I could easily punch him up right on here.
No. I don't want to punch him.
I wasn't going to do it.
Okay.
I sing enough, Donny. I'm here to have some fun and just
That's it.
chit chat.
Donny, tell them some poker stories. How you would make me fall off the chair, pissing my pants, laughing my ass off at Foxwoods. I got one. Okay. That's my pal.
Mm-hmm.
And what's his name? Tony Davis. Yeah.
Tony.
Okay.
Is he the one who requested this?
Yeah.
Okay, Tony.
Well,
he's on the air.
Tony and me.
Oh, you were with him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Would go to Foxwoods. And for some reason, I could always make this guy laugh. We're at the poker table. We're playing Texas Hold'em. So, of course, I end up with like a full house. He has a higher full house. The bottom two cards were higher than mine, and he beat me. And he took the chips in, just laughing his ass off at me. So
You think you could clean these glasses, Donny? Christ almighty, there's a napkin over there.
go get it. You're not supposed to leave here. Jimmy Maz.
Johnny Maz.
Let's talk politics, man. No.
If he knew the trouble I got into in my lifetime with politics and
Oh, yeah.
with friends and
too.
relatives and
Family members.
I
actually
children
unfriended 3 or 4 family members on Facebook. I can't go there.
It's horrible.
No,
I won't talk. I've lost money, and not to mention Facebook puts you in jail.
Yeah.
Have you been in Facebook jail?
Yeah, I've been in every jail there is.
Well,
no,
I can't say that. Thank God. I panic. I can't even stay in my bathroom for too long. I get claustrophobic.
I do the same thing.
You're not like me. I'm way worse. Claustrophobia.
I did 4.5 months.
In what? Solitary?
5 times.
In solitary.
Yeah.
I would have had a heart attack. I would have died.
Yeah.
There's no way. It's why I don't do anything
No,
crooked.
it's no fun. Not that
Solitary.
Yeah, I was in the Army. I ended up
In the brig?
No, it's not. A brig is the Navy.
Okay.
I was in the stockade
Stockade.
for 4.5 months. I said, "Oh my God, you got to be shit."
What's the prison call for the Marines?
the brig?
The brig.
Because they're part Navy.
The Marines are part Navy.
Yeah. So
All right. So you got 4 months you did in solitary confinement. I would absolutely.
no, I did 5 different times in solitary. 5 days, 5 days. One time was 11
5
days,
minutes I would die.
and that was on bread and water.
Is there any
Hey,
chance you
folks.
shutting that off?
This is my son. I gotta get this.
You got to get to his son. So
Sean, I'm doing a podcast. I'll call you back. I love you. Thank you. What kind of dad would I be if I didn't answer?
no, absolutely. But I put mine on do not disturb.
Well, you have to. I'm the boss.
Yeah, thank you, boss. But yeah, the stories that end. We could go on for 2 days with the stories. But it's funny. I hate to bring up a morbid subject, but I'm dead serious about this. When I croak, and if I croaked untimely,
Yeah.
we're all gonna croak.
Yeah.
But if I untimely croaked, I seriously want on the record, Johnny Peasy and Paul D'Angelo do my eulogy because it's funny. They're gonna make you laugh because the stories I got with both of them. I told.
Tell me a Paul D'Angelo story.
Paul D'Angelo. Okay. The one night he had this little dinghy of a boat.
Yeah.
Okay. Now he's a very wealthy family. Okay.
Yeah.
Well-to-do. And there's a big giant boat that the family has. I thought he's invited me to Gloucester to go on the big boat. I drive down to Gloucester and I get him this little thing. I go, the fuck is this? I'm putting the
Life preserver.
life preservers on because he don't know what he's doing.
No.
He took me out in the whole Gloucester Harbor. I was shitting my pants when I take because he didn't know what I got a picture of us. I call him Sin Popeye D'Angelo. But the funny part about it is after I finally adjusted, we're relaxing, having a good time out in the ocean.
Yeah.
We pull up to the Gloucester Harbor, and there's his big boat. Family. It's a family boat. It's a big boat. And I see his brother Chris Murphy. He's up on the deck and cleaning it up. Just June. I think it was early part of the summer. And so I said to him, Paul, what's going on? Why are we on this fucking thing? And we're not on this big boat. I want to go on the big boat. I had a couple of beautiful Vietnamese girls that wanted to come out. So he goes, well, that's my brother Chris. He's in charge of it. And he basically owns it. I said, then what the fuck am I doing with you on this? It gets better. So I had plans for that big boat with these lovely ladies. And so I called up Paul one day and I said, Paul, give me your brother Chris's telephone number. He goes, fuck you. You're not getting it. Because he knew what I had in store.
Yeah.
So I got Chris's number through there. I called his sister Shauna. Great girl.
Yeah.
I go, Shauna, can I get your brother Chris's telephone number? She says, sure. Here's it. She gives me the number. I call Chris. Who answers the phone on Chris's phone? Paul. First thing he says, you motherfucker. He goes, you think you're going out with these girls without me? You're crazy. He caught me in the act calling his brother. I mean, can you imagine the nerve of him bringing me on that little freaking toilet boat? It was 6 feet long. It was
Hey, don't forget, okay? I hope some of your friends are watching this. You got to tell them to subscribe.
Oh, yeah. Anybody who's on my Facebook page, please subscribe. What is it? Click down here.
No, they know how to do it.
Oh,
They
I
do
don't
it
know.
on their phone.
Some
They
people
do
are
it
stupid.
What? That would be me. I don't know how to subscribe. If I go on TV to subscribe, I can only do that on the phone. You know, but I say please subscribe. I don't make any money, but I want to be relevant.
Yes.
And the more we're watched, the more relevant we become.
Right.
And this is not for me. It's for you guys, the friends of Donny T.
Yes.
Okay? And so every once in a while,
So, and
for a
someone new
reminder.
over there? Someone?
I don't know. Let me see if we got new people. You're getting into this now.
Well,
Rafael Romo. That's my boxing buddy from Las Vegas. He's a trainer. He's a sweetheart. He was a Marine. They
Thank
say
you.
once you're a Marine, you're always a Marine.
Absolutely.
Okay. And I just sent him a picture, a signed autograph of Vinny Paz. And he's thrilled. He finally got it. It took him over 2 weeks to get the picture. And he found out yesterday why there wasn't enough postage on it. And I sent two out, one to him and one to my friend Ralph, both boxers. And you make fun of me again.
well, my eyes are gone. I
Yeah.
admit that. They're
I
gone.
think your next eyeglass prescription is going to be a CNI dog.
My
So anyway, they tell him he needs $4.50 for extra postage. They screwed him. I put 50 cents on one and 50 cents on the other. One of them got the picture and the other one didn't. So, but anyway, it's a sweetheart of a guy. He says, hey, can you get me Paz's phone number? I mean, Paz's autograph? I didn't think I could, but I did.
I wonder if Johnny P is watching the show right now because
Of course he is. Tell him hi.
Johnny, you watching? How do you know he's watching?
Trust me, he's watching.
Johnny, if you're watching, can you just text me because my phone's right in front of me? I can see. I want to tell the story about the Dunkin' Donuts.
Hello, Donny, me pal. Also, hello to Joey. Great show.
Who's that?
That's me pal from Dublin.
How you doing out there?
Dublin. Hey, do you know any Irish songs like Danny Boy or anything?
No,
Come
I
on.
don't.
You're full of shit.
I don't. I can barely speak English. You want me to sing in Irish?
I got a guy that's a singer and he's shy.
Not shy. I have to know the song. I mean, you know, if I had a little music company, we could do something. But that's another time. We could come back another time.
Well, guys, okay, and I got like 3 minutes. If you guys want him to come back, tell me right now. We'll get him back again.
Also, go on my page, Joey Kinzano. Can I show them the?
Yeah, tell him anyway.
This is the Joey Kinzano. This is the. I don't know if they can see it like that.
They won't see it.
No, they won't see it. Anyway,
Tell them.
Joey Kinzano, a Facebook page. All my schedule is on there. And if there's two performances that I want to plug, it's October 21st for locals, obviously, Boston people. Locally, October 21st, Rosario in Saugus, Massachusetts. Rosario's in Saugus. That's, excuse me, October 21st. Then the comedy show with the great Paul D'Angelo and Paul Gilligan. That's October 27th. If there's any comedy show to come to, that's the one. If you can get out, excuse me, yeah. But
Where'd that come from all of a sudden?
I don't know. Sure, maybe it's your cologne.
I
What'd you
smell
get? The Kmart?
I do smell good.
Yeah. Well, you smell.
No, I got it at Almies. That's how many years ago it was.
So those are the two shows I'd really like to plug. October 21st, Saugus, Mass, Rosario, and October 21st, Luna Rosa, Tewksbury, Massachusetts. That's October 27th. And those are the two I would. And if you want to go on my Facebook and look at the schedule, just scroll down. There's an October schedule. If you scroll down, it's public. So even if you're not a Facebook friend,
Paul Martino,
Peter,
that's Paul's brother.
Okay,
Bring him back. Donny, so sorry I came onto your show late.
Thank you, Paul.
That's okay, Sabrina. You know you're my sweetheart.
We're gonna get some more people.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Let me see. Absolutely, come back. Great show, guys. Take care, Donny. See you in the next show.
Thank you.
That's tomorrow night. Don't forget, guys. Tomorrow night, come by. I got a special guest. He'll tell you everything about boxing in this area, and I think you'll enjoy it. Okay. Love you guys. God bless. We're gonna have Joey back too.
Take care. Thank you.
God bless.
Thank you for great feedback.
Bye bye. Now let me ask you a question, Big Joe.
Mhm.